Hello world, this is Bible Time Capsule. I'm Citizen. Today is October 4th, 2013. We're in chapter 4 of Deuteronomy. Let's begin then. Chapter 4, the advantages of fidelity. Now, Israel, hear the statutes and decrees which I am teaching you to observe, that you may live and enter in and take possession of the land in which the Lord, the God of your fathers, is giving you. In your observance of the commandments of the Lord, your God, which I enjoin upon you, shall you not add to what I command you, nor subtract from it. You have seen with your own eyes what the Lord did to Baal Phogor. The Lord your God destroyed from your midst everyone that followed the Baal of Phogor, but you who clung to the Lord your God are all alive today. Therefore I teach you the statutes and decrees as the Lord my God has commanded me, that you may observe them in the land that you are entering to occupy. Observe them carefully, for thus will you give evidence of your wisdom and intelligence to the nations, who will hear of all these statutes and say, this great nation is truly a wise and intelligent people. For what great nation is there that has God so close to it as the Lord our God is to us whenever we call upon him? Or what great nation has the statutes and decrees that are as just as the whole law which I am setting before you today? Next section. Revelation at Horeb. However, take care and be earnestly on your guard not to forget the things which your own eyes have seen, nor let them slip from your memory as long as you live, but teach them to your children and to your children's children. There was the day on which you stood before the Lord your God at Horeb, and he said to me, assemble the people for me. I will have them hear my words, that they may learn to fear me as long as they live in the land, and may so teach their children. You came near and stood at the foot of the mountain, which blazed to the very sky with fire, and was enveloped in a dense black cloud. Then the Lord spoke to you from the midst of the fire. You heard the sound of the words, but saw no form. There was only a voice. He proclaimed to you his covenant, which he commanded you to keep. The 10 commandments, which he wrote on 2 tablets of stone. The Lord charged me at the time to teach you the statutes and decrees which you are to observe over in the land which you will occupy. The next section, danger of idolatry. You saw no form at all on the day the Lord spoke to you at Horeb from the midst of the fire. Be strictly on your guard, therefore, not to degrade yourselves by fashioning an idol to represent any figure, whether it be the form of a man or of a woman, of any animal on the earth, or any bird that flies in the sky, of anything that crawls on the ground, or any fish in the waters under the earth. And when you look up to the heavens and behold the sun or the moon or any star among the heavenly hosts, do not be led astray into adorning them and serving them. These the Lord your God has let fall to the lot of all other nations under heavens. That's me. But you he has taken and led out of the land, led out of that iron foundry, Egypt, that you might be his very own people as you are today. Since the Lord was angry against me on your account, and swore that I should not cross the Jordan nor enter the good land which he is giving to you as your heritage, I myself shall die in this country without crossing the Jordan. But you shall cross over and take possession of that good land. Take heed, therefore, lest, forgetting the covenant which the Lord your God has made with you, you fashion for yourself against his commands an idol in any form whatsoever. For the Lord your God is a consuming fire, a jealous God. Next section, God's fidelity. When you have children and grandchildren and have grown old in the land, you should not degrade yourselves by fashioning an idol in any form and by this evil done in his sight provoke the Lord your God. I call heaven and earth this day to witness against you, that you shall all quickly perish from the land which you will occupy when you cross the Jordan. You shall not live in it for any length of time, but shall be promptly wiped out. The Lord will scatter you among the nations, and there you shall remain but a handful. And there shall remain but a handful of you among the nations to which the Lord will lead you. There you shall serve gods fashioned by the hands of man out of wood and stone, gods which can neither see nor hear, nor eat nor smell. Yet there too you shall seek the Lord your God, and you shall indeed find him when you search after him with your whole heart and your whole soul. In your distress, when all these things shall have come upon you, you shall finally return to the Lord your God and heed his voice. Since the Lord your God is a merciful God, he will not abandon and destroy you, nor forget the covenant which under oath he made with your fathers. The last section, proofs of God's love. Ask now the days of old, before your time, ever since God created man upon earth. Ask from one of the end of the sky to the other people. Did anything so great ever happen before? Was it ever heard of? Did a people ever hear the voice of God speaking from the midst of the fire as you did and live? Or did any God venture to go and take a nation for himself from the midst of another nation by testings, by signs and wonders, by war, with his strong hand and outstretched arm, and by great terrors, all of which the Lord your God did for you in Egypt before your very eyes? All this you were allowed to see, that you might know the Lord is God, and there is no other. Out of the heavens he let you hear his voice to discipline you. On earth he let you see his great fire, and you heard him speaking out of the fire. For love of your fathers he chose their descendants, and personally led you out of Egypt by his great power, driving out your way nations greater and mightier than you, so as to bring you in and to make their land your heritage as it is today. This is why you must know and fix in your heart that the Lord is God in the heavens above and on the earth below, and that there is no other. You must keep his statutes and commandments, which I enjoin on you today, that you and your children after you may prosper, and that you may have long life on the land which the Lord your God is giving you forever. There is one more section. Cities of refuge. Then Moses set apart 3 cities in the region east of the Jordan, that a homicide might take refuge there if he unwittingly killed his neighbor to whom he had previously borne no malice, and that he might save his life by fleeing to one of these cities. Bosor in the desert, in the region of the plateau, for the Reubenites, Ramoth and Galaad, for the Gadites, and Golan and Basan for the Manasseites. That's the end of chapter 4 of Bible Time Capsule. I'm Citizen. Be kind to one another and love each other. Peace. I'm out.